Alright, we're getting things situated and set up. Corn cracker laid in, auger. Somebody's gonna have to come down there and make a bit of a turn, get parallel right here. I got my buckets of water for the inoculant. Got this nice piece of iron to help me not have to bend over as much. While we're waiting for that fog to lift, I'd like to tell you about AG1. We've talked about them in the past, but they just came back with 3 new flavors. And this morning I'm gonna go with the tropical flavor, because I'd love to be on a beach. So let's get tropical. So thanks to AG1 for sponsoring today's video, and honestly this couldn't come at a better time, because there's been 2 days this week where my 8-month-old didn't go down to bed until midnight. What gives, Reed? I still love you, buddy. And the good thing about AG1 is it supports my energy levels. I'm bursting with energy, folks. You can see it. Or am I just sleep deprived and going crazy? Another reason this is great timing, because AG1 supports my immune health. This AG1 Next Gen has 5 probiotic strains and 75 plus vitamins and minerals. All right, folks, let's get tropical. Did I get it in my beard? The other 2 flavors are citrus and berry. And I love these little packets, they're really easy to use. AG1 rigorously tests their formula for hundreds of contaminants and impurities to guarantee they're delivering the highest quality nutrients available. So folks, I'd urge you to go to drinkag1.com/Sonne Farms. Or you can scan this QR code, head on over there, and you'll get a free welcome kit if you first subscribe. And in that welcome kit will be 5 AG1 travel packs and a bottle of vitamin D. So thank you a bunch, AG1, for sponsoring today's video. Couldn't come at a better time. The cow's got a lot to say. We're gonna hop in here, go to a different field than we did yesterday. That moisture is about 36%. That's a bit too high. We tested this field with a moisture sensor this morning and it was 32. So we're gonna give it a try. Hopefully it ends up being 31, 30. That would be perfect. This field we had strip tilled, put the nutrients right under the seed ahead of time, so we're pretty excited. We're hoping we're gonna raise 300 bushel corn out here.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Well, there's one thing on the monitor I'm liking, but there's also one thing on the monitor I'm not liking. The moisture is, I mean, it's been hanging at 38%, a lot of that pass, and the yield is very close to 400.
Is that the part you don't like, as far as...
It's gonna take a lot of trucks.
Got some wrapping.
It's pretty dang wet. Yeah, it's definitely a little on the wet side, but we're gonna take a long lunch. Hope that moisture comes down a few percentages and then we're gonna keep going. But man, we just did an end row, and our end rows are usually not very good, and the yield is right up there. That's not gonna be much of a representation of the field, but it's just looking pretty good right now. Well, we got all the equipment we need everywhere set up. There's still a little bit of dew out there. We're gonna let that burn off a little. The sun is poking out. It's getting up in the mid 80s. It's gonna be warm. So we're just gonna kind of relax, have some lunch, and I'll get back to it. My goal is to crack 4 loads today. Uncle Jeff's pit will hold about 8. So then it'll be easy to finish it up tomorrow. Maybe look at some cows and bring them some mineral. Scared?
Yeah.
Of what?
This combine. You know, if something happens, what do I do? What do I shut off? I'm not used to it. It's a different combine. I think this button here shuts the head off fast.
What's it mean when the yield monitor hits 340? That we're not calibrated right?
Probably. I hope it's calibrated, but we'll be doing it shortly.
I sure hope it don't run like that the whole time.
Oh gosh, that's not good.
Might need to get a stick up in there.
Yeah, it ain't funny. We got a lot of grain in there.
We maybe should have dumped the stuff we harvested earlier. Oh, we're getting a little more speed. Yeah, it's wet corn, I'd say. Oh man, it might be a little too wet. Couple things happen there. Number one, this corn's a little wet. It's not terribly wet, it's about 36, touching 38%. We thought we'd just get Jeff's pit done, let the sun bake this over the weekend, and then start up next week. Well, then we harvested half a combine full of grain, and then we went for supper, and that sitting in there, it kind of squished itself down in there and didn't want to flow. Now the other thing is, I don't think I had the fan turned up enough on that combine. So we were ending up with a lot of pieces of leaves in the grain tank, which added to the issue of it not flowing. So you put those 3 things together, I had to chip that corn down in there so it'd run out of the combine. At this point, we got 19,000 pounds, and we're thinking we're gonna call our neighbor just a couple miles down the road. It's got a feedlot, ask him if he'd be willing to just feed this, and we're gonna let this corn sit over the weekend. Even the husks aren't all brown, you know? That's not a good start, so I think we got a little excited. We started about 5-6 days early, I think. But also, turning up that fan speed and getting that wet leaf out of there would have helped it flow a lot better too. Gonna dump it in that pit and then he can feed it. This amount of corn, our neighbor would feed in about 4 days and we'd feed in about 10 days, and by that 10th day, that last stuff would be getting kind of hot. That's the thing about this wet corn, it don't keep unless you ensile it like we're gonna do in our wet corn pit. some good quality feed, I'd tell you. I was pretty excited for today and tomorrow getting the North Farm pit done. Just too wet. That's all right. We got some warmth coming. And now it gives us time to finish cleaning the rest of that bin out. It's just gonna be like a half load. Dump those buckets of water out. They would've got moldy since it's gonna be about 7 days before we try wet corn again. Doing a little surgery here. Noticed this tank was leaking. Something come loose, or that arm just kinda...
I think the arm maybe started bowing up over time or something, or the valve, you know, is getting rust from the water and doesn't shut off as good, but I lowered the flow to click and now it shuts off.
Ooh, that is hard.
That's what I'm thinking.
Should I get more lube?
Yep. We won't know till we know. Which is finger loose tight.
It's a nice gate.
Okay. Thank you. I made it myself.
Dad got that float adjusted right, so it's not leaking anymore. It's time. Finish cleaning this last grain bin. Dad's taking that half load in. Every bin on the farm is cleaned out. Next month we're gonna fill them, every single one of them. And then I don't think we're gonna have enough storage, which is a good problem to have. Well, that's no longer running over, so Dad fixed it up right. At least we know the new to us combine works with the new Mad Concaves from Bushel Plus. These cows are liking what I'm saying, these heifers. Coming up. Whoo, that is a big gear. Big gear. And then we got everything set up for wet corn. So we're ready to go. Just need the corn to dry down a little bit. Thanks for watching today, folks. Love to see you next time. Have a good one.